All right, everybody, hello, and welcome to VR Master League here on Channel 1. And we're going to get this two-stream block started right soon with Team X and Trance and the Silver Division first. So on the casting end of things, I'm Palidore, and joining me here on the co-cast, it's JG, the one and only. And how's it going?
Yeah, Palidore, it's going good. I'm kind of surprised that I had to do a little bit of a back and forth. I planned that accordingly so I can have a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather, maybe have some good old ice cream. But you know what? Screw ice cream. We're gonna be doing something. But yeah, I'm very excited to see this because I've seen both sides from both I've seen both teams actually, and I've played against Trance, and I have some good connections with Team X. We actually are going to be getting a fifth player on Team X there, but it is going to be Trance actually having a 5-point lose streak, so we're going to have to see what happens there. Not sure if they're going to get that disconnect. Hopefully we can't get that solved very soon, so we don't have to delay the other match, which is Diamond Team. But yeah, no, screw I was getting told this beforehand on my last match. It was a third round gold team against Bar Down versus Team Reconnect, and they said, JG, do you breathe? And I'm like, no, I'm a robot. I don't use lungs. So
Same here. But with that, it looks like, yeah, we do have the fourth leave, or fifth leave, and we're ready to take leave on and get this match started. Following this one, as alluded to just a moment ago, we do have another match coming up, and that one will be a fun one featuring the old geometric ones. Team Geometry, that is, or I suppose just Geometry now, versus Andromeda. And that'll be casted here on this channel as well. Some decent hype votes behind that one, but yeah, 2 in a row for you guys. And of course, a busy night on the whole. We got venues ongoing. Channel 2's been ongoing as well. Channel 3 was just being streamed on as well by JG. I mean, point is, wherever you are across our 3 to 4 channels on any given night, you got some action coming your way. So here we go, round 1 about to begin.
first, who can get that first head joust is that I always like to see who's gonna get that first head joust, who's gonna get that fight, who can get that stack up quicker. We're gonna see that there's gonna be that drum roll, please, and it will be the side of Team X. X marks a spot, as that is gonna be heading very close down towards Trance's goal, as it is gonna be the big bad goose making that big bad goal only 10 seconds into this match.
And not too bad, just big bad, and yeah, the 2 points that go in their favor. Off to a fast start here, and well, yeah, sometimes, I mean, even here, seeing the Silver Division, those headbutt plays, just people a lot more in control these days and able to send it in general direction. I mean, let me tell you, even in the past, I probably still yet, if I go into the arena and try to headbutt a disc like that, it's somehow going to wind up in my own goal. Just watch. It's tough.
It is going to be rocking with that disc, going to be juking out Calamari, I think that's what it is, and it is going to be looking like a bounce shot through, but it will be Quixotics. I think I actually pronounced that correctly, as I am in this game head on first. This is going to be rocking with that disc. Going to be giving that down to Black Sheep, down to, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce that, but big poop eater with that disc. As Quixotics is going to get that down right into mid.
Well, you sure sounded sure about that. You pronounced it all right. And that said, is Calamari here with the disc getting stunned by Rocket, and Rocket's going to try and drop it down right below to that boot area. And there's the big one with a big duck now from Rockets, and puts it home to tie it up.
I think we can just call him Big, or the Big Eater.
The Big Eater.
The Big Eater eats a lot, you know what I mean? The poll actually saying a lot more of the chicken than the egg. Sputnik, thank you for that poll suggestion. Use your channel points, because there's an entire fight on it. It's like, what came first, an orange, the fruits or the color? Good questions, maybe for the next poll. Speed at which it will be the big bad goose, gonna be trying to get that disc, but it will be a little bit of a stall, as Big Bad Goose is gonna get Big Bad stunned by the Big Eater. Two big people in here, as it will be the big monster trucks that are the shout out of this match, as it will be in Team X's side for a little bit.
All right, and now Yoshi Boy taking that one, sends it and intercepted a great shield and stun actually coming in. So the Eater of Worlds will get the goal, and they're up by 2, just driving directly into the orange zone.
What a pocket! You know, I shouldn't say this, but like I have
Then don't.
certain
Or
all
you
right, all right. What I was gonna say, Palidore, is that like from a certain division, you don't expect to get these amazing pockets, but with Team Trance gonna be able to actually get some nice shots by the Big Eater, and that was just a surprising shot, and that caught me off guard as that mail slot almost comes in from Team X.
Oh,
But it
yeah.
will not prevail as Rocket's going to be, hopefully, getting that Rocket energy down. But it will be that interception from the Big Bad Goose with Piku going to make a... I'm not even going to try Palidore.
Make a little what? Pico de Gallo? Well, don't peek at me, I'll peek at you. And it's Yoshi Boy sending it down below, but a Rocket taking it back, saying no. So into the tunnel. It's going to be a couple players converging. In fact, more than a couple, that's a few. And there is the Goose, the bad one. However, the tap is going to be sent towards Pichu, and it will be Big Bad Goose. The swirl, and they make it count for the 2 up and a tie at that. This is a pretty competitive match here in this first round, JG.
I mean, yeah, Palidore, I gotta say is that my favorite types of games are, I wouldn't call it ping-pongs, but just back and forth 2-pointers and 3-pointers. Just, I mean, I think 2-pointers are really cool because, like, 1 point can tie it up or give you a 2-point lead or get you tied up once again. And speaking of which, it will be the Big Eater gonna be bringing that down, as it will be Black Sheep, unfortunately missing that, as it will be the Big Bad Goose, not the Big Eater with that disc, as it's gonna be an unfortunate bounce as the Eater's trying to eat that disc down into the goal, but it will be Yoshi Boy going to be trying to get that down through mid, with Goose going to be sending that down into Trance's side.
And bouncing off into the trench now, just above it, and the bow tie. Nice snag, just swinging through. It's Rocket. Rocket clears, and that's going to be a corner bounce as they try desperately to gather their stacks, and they will. They actually get there pretty quickly, but just before Big Bad Goose takes it back, and so does Rocket with a stun real quick. Now sends it over to Eater, and Eater again. They're feasting. They're up by 2 points. We're halfway through this round, and shout out Twitch chat, by the way. Northern Twitch in there indeed. Insomniac and Ben tie-ups. Depends what song. But welcome to the chat. Glad to have you.
It's good to see everybody here. I'm glad to see. I wish I could raid VRML 1 before this when I was on VRML 3, but it's not going to happen. But I told people to visit here, as it is going to be a visit from that disc. Going to be sending that down all the way down into Trance's sides, as Calamari is going to try and get that disc oh so far, as it's gonna be down to Goose, but Goose will not get that connection.
Now Yoshi with the take back, and 3 different divers all coming out, so that's some bad news, and that is a bad Goose, but no, it's Rocket taking that disc and sending it loose. Some great defense, but a recovery from Big Bad, and Big Bad now trying to meet the teammates with a lovely bounce pass from right below. Some defense right on the feet, and actually a back pass attempt just missing out of there. So a turnover, Black Sheep this time, but that was a lot of good moves, just no finishes, unfortunately, as this game does go down to this last 4 minutes now, and still yet so close.
Yeah, this is still anybody's game. We still have 4 minutes left. This is looking very close, but it is Piku gonna take a Liku as, or take a, I was trying to do
whatever
something
you're doing,
with
don't do it.
It's Yoshi Boy's gonna bing that down.
Remember, don't try this at home.
Yes, do not try this at home, as there might be consequences. Kind of like Mythbusters. Don't try this at home, kids. Leave it to the professionals, as we are far from that. As Rocket gonna be trying to send that down, making a rocket of a shot, but it will be contested with Goose gaining that disc once again.
So breathing heavy now that these teams on every one of these close opportunities, and will be recovered. Pichu there. And Goose coming up and actually knocking this one loose, or forcing, rather, a rough clear. Some stuns on the way, an open goal converted. We're tied yet again. Calamari does the duties, but that was some good back and forth from those teams. About 1:42 right there off the clock. So, wow.
This is, this is what makes me so excited. I just love to see same division, very close to each other, with only a 20-point difference on MMR, just trying their best, and Trance looking like they still have a fight, as they still had a 5 loss streak. Let's say if they can make that a recovery, as it is going to be Team X trying to make a mark on them, as it is X marks a spot, but Calamari with that steal, but it will be Back Sheep trying to make a a nice recovery as it will be the Eater trying to make it down through as it will be a reset towards Piku. Piku going to try and make it through, but that will be a bounce with Kali Marley gonna try and see that disc oh so far, and it will be a 3-point lead for Team X.
Wow. Big hit and an important one with only 2 minutes left. That could be one of those buffers here that leads them to the victory in this first round, because now on the heels and on the just advantage will be blue side, and see what they're able to do with not a lot of time left necessarily. I mean, they don't have to go for those threes, but they got to start prioritizing that control and see if they can get a couple quick ones at the very least. Because I would be worrying about if they have a turnover, either a bigger lead going their way or even some stalling. So clock is the enemy here, the biggest enemy.
This is going to be an interception, going to be trying to go for the big eater, going to be trying to make that shot, but it will be a ding as Black Sheep are going to try and make their ears ring with the stun, but it will be sent down from Kalimari. Piku not able to gain that disc as it will be back down through as the big bad goose might be able to make a mark trying to secure this bag as it will be down to Kalimari. Kalimari going to be taking the time down into the goal, and it will be a self-goal from Rocket as there will be a disconnect from Trance.
Unfortunate, and doubly so, in fact, because that was a very near save. The hand was inside the goal, though, so I definitely did some damage and perhaps too much to overcome at this point. Looks like they will not opt for a timeout, which, with 5 points down, I mean, kind of a 50-50 type situation. They're not down and out, but at the same time, it is going to be difficult. So maybe just saving their timeout for if they need it later, and taking no time at all, because it's another turnover, and with this they can definitely secure this first round victory, but just missing.
Yeah, it's gonna be contested with a little bit of a dogfight here, and Piku is gonna able to get it down through, but Yoshi is gonna able to make the interception down to Kalimari, gonna make that shot, securing the bag, and that will be Team X with the first round won.
Yeah, seems to be the case here, so not really time for another score, presumably, but will be some time to breathe, and that's always as important as anything, and especially some time to get their teammate back and reorganize here for the second round, because up until the last minute or two, it really was a very close game, just goal for goal, and neither team pulling much ahead until very, very late.
We are going to be getting that connection from Team Trance, and I totally just didn't give myself a hydrate in chat. I'm not sure if that's in the VRML handbook, if I'm allowed to give myself hydrates.
Nope, you must not drink at all during the course of a cast. Rules.
But Palidore, I just gave myself a hydrate in the Twitch chat. You gotta... That's what I did. Okay, I followed the rules.
I refunded you.
So I need to, like, refund the water that I just drank?
No, because that would be pretty messy. So I would not recommend that whatsoever. But what I would recommend is, well, checking out these stats here. And, well, you can see, again, 13-6, but a little misleading in the sense, because, yeah, there were a few goals in the row towards the end, but it was a 3v4 at that point. And up until that last minute, down to that wire. But you see there, Kalimari leading the way with 7 points, an assist and a save as well. You had 4 points for Big Bad Goose, Yoshi with an assist, and Quixote. And by the way, when your teams are watching your streams later on and you say, wow, those casters really butchered our pronunciations, please do send me a DM so we will correct it next time. Or my name is not JG, and it's not. But to the second round, here we go.
Oh my god, gotta love some friendly banter. There's gonna be some banter with this head joust as we're gonna see who's able to gain that disc. It will be the side of Team Trance, gonna be getting it very close to that side, as it will look like it might be Dark Trance, but it will be the Big Eater going to be the leader, as it will be a Black Sheep gonna be, I think maybe had a little bit of a timeout there, as he's gonna be AFC away from controllers, and it's gonna be set all the way down into Trance's goal.
And bouncing fro, bouncing to the bottom, and just between two hands, but taken back by Eater. And into the orange zone once again, these teams now really need to find their stacks if they can. You see a lot of straggled players just getting back into the goal, so this is going to offer some time now for the defense, actually, if nothing else, to get back, and they will take the disc as Calamari sends it away deep off that corner, and that bounce could be friendly, but just missing, and still yet a loose disc, and there's the boost finally coming in, and a nice juke, and almost the oop, but misses.
Goose almost able to make that through, but they're gonna be able to gain that recovery as Yoshi Boy's gonna send it down to the Goose. The Goose is gonna make a big bad mark on Team Trance, as that's gonna be one heck of a mark on them, as that's gonna be the first point for Team X. With that lead, we are a minute 30 in with the first goal.
All right, and launching out here, QBing for them is Rocket, and it's a very fast throw there. Might have had an extra second, so that could come back to hurt him, depending, as will be taken back and sent out, so maybe not so much. Calamari, a kind of overhead clear, but hitting that tunnel, and right back again to Eater.
Will be sent down through, but Grizzotix is able to make that quick throw down into Trance's side, as Piku is not able to make it through. It's looking very close to that goal, but oh, so slight of that bounce as Goose is able to gain that possession, and it will be Rocket making a rocket of a stun onto the face of Goose, as it's going to be a little bit of a congestion contestation. It's going to be Black Sheep with that throw down through, as it might be the first pointer, as the stacks from Team X is going to be able to make it through, but it will be Rocket taking their time. A juke from Rocket with a bounce shot potentially, but it's going to be back right into middle.
Getting really disarrayed here as the disc goes back and forth, and some of these rush opportunities not getting them the opportunity at the points after all. So trying to find some control. I do like this passing and the spacing out of these players to find, that again the good angles on their next move. But once that disc is out as well, just trying to find that control, find their stacks if nothing else. I mean, you don't have to be a highly spaced out team. If you're going for the clear and boost, that's fine, but you got to make sure to commit to one or the other. It can't be straggled and clearing at the same time.
Gonna be Rocket with that disc, gonna be doing some juke and taking their time, gonna be trying to make something, but maybe not the time, as they are still at a 2-point deficit, as it's gonna be Big Eater with that disc down to the cut, down to Sheep, and Sheep is gonna make that is 2 self goals there. How about a challenge, Palidore? Self goals only.
Well, seems like that so far to a degree, yeah, but hey, it's still hitting the shot, and guess what? Same kind of start as we saw the last round, and tied up. Super competitive, lower scoring, but certainly fast-paced thus far. And I think on that note, if these teams can actually just slow it down a bit in terms of take a deep breather and just try to find a little bit of that control. The first team to do that, I think, will have a very good chance at winning this round.
It's going to be sent down through, as that stack from Team X is not able to get there, as it is going to be oh no, Big Eater going to be stumbling a little bit. Rocket with that disc once again, going to be sending it down through, making a nice bounce shot. Not sure on my screen, but that was doing a little bit of a jitter, a little bit of dubstep, wubstep. That is now into Team Trance's side, as it will be Rocket with that disc once again.
And over to Eater, and over in the tunnel, lining it up. Could it be just barely off? That's going to bounce, and actually maybe bounce in, but rebounded here nonetheless. And again, you can see Black Sheep on the way, trying to contest at least a little bit, not giving up on the play. I like that. They'll love that if that goes in anywhere near, as that bubble just rims outside of it and recovered. A big number situation, and almost to the advantage, but missing the opportunity to pull them ahead by 3.
It's looking very close to Team X to use that advantage, but unfortunately it wasn't there, as that stack, and it looks like it might be the Big Bad Goose with that disc. It will be, as it's going to be passed down through. Rocket going to be trying to make that interception, but it's going to be a fight with Calamari and Rocket. Rocket able to get that disc up before Calamari can gain that disc, but it's able to gain it once again, with Big Eater gonna be gaining that disc once more. Gonna be doing some juking. They have it tied up, but I'm not sure if them doing some jukes is the best advantage. Maybe just trying to find some time to get some connections. It will be Rocket with that disc once again, as it will be passed down, with the Big Eater going to be trying to get it with some dogfighting happening, and Calamari able to slap that down right back into Big Eater's hands.
And with that, a dive, a lot of clever maneuvering, but only got past once or twice, but couldn't do it for a sustained amount of time. That's the problem with the juke. Sometimes when they work, they're great, but you go to that well too many times and you end up losing the disc. But that said, credit to them. They do get it back, so Rocket here with that recovery, they're going to have some more offense.
Black Sheep going to be trying to gain that disc, but that connection is not there as Rocket's trying to get that disc, gets the stun off, but Calamari is there to save the day for Team X as it will be brought back down, but Piku is going to be able to say nothing because I cannot rhyme. Do not try this at home, kids, once again, as Palidore says, and it will be Yoshi Boy with that interception.
All right, Yoshi Boy, and from the bottom of the floor, has to be careful. There's the hands of the defense, and now into the teeth of the trap. Calamari. All kinds of contesting there, but see, once more, trying to dance around the enemy, and sometimes it works, sometimes you lose the disc. So just trying to space out, and if they, once more, one of these teams, find that control, find a back pass, find an anchored teammate, and breathe, because that is definitely the course of a 20-minute game, 30-minute game. You want to be able to do that and find that just steady pace.
Breathe that, casters do not, as we have to continuously talking so we can give the information out to you, given that feedback, as it will be Calamari with that disc once again, with an interception possibly by Big Eater, but not able to send it through, as it looking very close for Team X, but it will be Piku with that disc once again, staying at the defense, making sure that they can't get any more disc. With the miscommunication by Rocket, Big Bad Goose able to make that big bad stun, as it will be Rocket with that disc once again, but that steal from Calamari's gonna be able to try and get it through a juke, a little bit of a break booster break, as it's gonna be Goose with that disc, a possible 2, and it looks like that save from Big Eater is there, like the Superman, to save the day. But Goose, hello, it's gonna be that 2-pointer, the first 2-pointer in almost 4 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of time off the clock, and well, hey, finally the teams can breathe for a second. That was really hard fought on the goal, and just like round 1, we are down to the bottom of the clock. There's not a lot of time left here, and you know, 2 minutes, but in the context of a low-scoring match, I mean, it could end 4-2 here if they're not careful, and if the pace, the scoring pace doesn't quicken, that is.
It will be Piku with that disc once again, staying at that defense, which might be smart, but then there's another disconnect by Team Trance, as it will be Calamari with that disc. That's going to be a huge disadvantage, as they're going to be down. They're going to have that disc, that point disadvantage, and they're going to have a player disadvantage. Hopefully they can't make it before there is any goals, as the Big Bad Goose is going to be trying to go for another 2-pointer, going to be making it, but it will be Big Eater with that save.
Again, just slapping it out of the hands of a diver twice now. They're holding their own 3v4, but here it goes. I mean, maybe another turnover. I mean, this is the time where one score here could very well secure it, and just missing it by an inch. So they still have a window open. They still have a player down, but they are not down and out, at least not quite yet.
Big Bad Goose gonna be trying to make that pass or that throw, but it will be Calamari with that catch. Gonna be making it. That's gonna be a 4-point lead for Team X, as there is only a minute left. Team Trance has to do something if they want to make this to a 3rd round.
Yeah, and now this time, very curious about the lack of a timeout. It's, first round, you know, you can say, okay, maybe we'll save it for later. We'll come back in round 2, but now this is the time where you would want to use it. So unfortunately, it looks like they will not be doing so, and because of that especially, this may indeed secure the results of this match in 2 rounds, especially if that shot falls. Nearly does. But yeah, time is just about out here, JG.
That is very unfortunate, as I was hoping that Trance could possibly make this to a 3rd round, as it's going to be that slap from Yoshi Boy, as it's going to be looking very close, but Piku is going to stay at that defense, hopefully trying to not get any more points, as Big Bad Goo is going to be trying to make that big bad goal into it, and that is going to be the bag secured for Team X, as they're going to leave. X marks the spot for that.
And with that, congratulations to Team X, and yeah, we still have another match ahead for you next, but we'll go to the stats screen, of course, courtesy Ignite VR. Now, granted, been having a little troubles today specifically, it seems, with some of the stats displaying, so we'll hope that they're okay, but if not, we'll get them fixed soon. Don't worry about it. But that said, it's been, you know, it was a really competitive match. I kind of feel for the side of X here, in the sense that, you know, they were just at the last possible seconds, or the last minute of both rounds, essentially, they had that dropout, and that really could have been a big difference maker here in the results, because otherwise we're talking 18 out of the 20 minutes of this series, it was basically a close game, tied up constantly, neither team pulling ahead by more than a point or two. It really was not until the last minute of action that both of those rounds were lost.
Yeah, and it's just super unfortunate for them, because obviously, it's always good for Team X to make them get another win in the bank, and that's going to be an unfortunate 6-loss streak for Team Trance, as it looks like they're going to be heading back into bronze, it looks like. But yeah, it's very unfortunate for that to happen, but I've got to say that Calamari and Big Bad Goose are going to be the biggest MVPs on here, making 9 and 8 points, so kudos on them for doing a great job carrying Team X to that victory.
All right, and with that said, everybody at home, thank you for joining us here today. And we do have indeed one more match scheduled here on Channel 1 at the very least. That's Geometry versus Andromeda. And that will be coming up next just after a brief intermission. So stay tuned and we'll be back.
City, still so far from home. I've searched for you on my cast out like a shadow, racing towards the light. I pray to see you one more time.
Get this explosive Joker offense, getting the stop is Swag War, so he'll deny that opening start, and they'll get the boost down court. They will be at ceiling, they'll find possession, and they'll take this shot in the law, putting 3
of nice quick passes here, sending it up to the top. Lovely pass there, passing it back. Legit now holding it. Stuns there, lovely stun.
Sending that one cross, gonna be ahead of its target, but pursuing it will be Team Gravity. Viatrex now down to the floor. Does this angle exist? And it does. That pass to Lowriders.
Joes has improved over their current games. Stacks are out. Both stacks are getting really close as blue team flubs their matches average. Joes puts it in for 2. Taco Pig not taking any time.
A lot of stuns coming through now at the floor. Will be picked up and set back towards that bubble. Looking above the goal, and the slap from Acorn will finish that one off. Getting the grab on that will be Ghost Duck, and trying to get that dribble through mid. It will be picked up by Ryruff. Ryruff sending that pass forward. This is a chance. And Ghost Duck, but the save denying that. It's shut down by this defense. This defense is going to find that clear through. Now they're on offense. Now they're going to take this shot, and Ali, we talk about Ali, and Ali does it right around.
Yeah, as you said, Mad was not looking at the cut passes. He was expecting a shot there. As Mad with the long shot off the backboard, not going to get saved by anyone.
As that's going to bounce off the crossbar.
Yeah, nice move by Citizen, but not quite able to finish. Elusive picks it up. Zuck's hanging out on the shield, but to the backside. Jake Tabaka.
But shutting that one down will be Winter on the back line.
Yeah, as he clears it down midfield, the stack from Intoxicated super quick coming in, and will be Winter first.
Chuck sending it near side, looking to get it to Essen. Essen able to play that one off the wall. S goes back to Sports. Sports back to Link 1. Link 1 setting up. Chuck not north.
Nathan the pass getting stunned out. Spoon with the pickup and the shot. What a shot there from Sir Captain Spoon.
Immediately turning over Caption, gets it up to Mamba. Mamba flings it through as he gets stunned out. Steel Skydiver with the tap back in. Saluna with the empty goal. You can't do that.
Here's a Lancashire accent, and it's one of my favorite accents, British accents. So it sounds so good.
Alright, hello and welcome back everybody to VR Master League Channel 1. We're getting ready to start with our second of 2 matches on this channel, but make no mistake, because there have been a lot of matches across a lot of channels today, and I say that with the utmost happiness and pride, because yeah, casting team, they are rolling on so many fronts these last couple weeks with all our new crew and veteran crew alike. And on that note, well, you got me, sometimes a veteran, and you got JG, definitely new, but together we are a crew, and we are here on channel, I wish it was 2 just so it all tied together, but channel 1. And yeah, how's it going again?
You know, it's good. I'm very excited about this one because I've seen both Andromeda and Geometry beforehand. Yeah, hopefully we can get a prediction. Hopefully somebody can get that set up. But I've seen a lot of these people
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be you. Sad face. It is going to be Geometry versus Andromeda, and we're going to see who can get this first headbutt jousts. We're going to see this match start up.
All right, well, here we go. It'll be Flatbush with the disc here launching out. Have Quinton, Insomniac, and X-A. Well, A. Whoa, that's a good save. It's Igneal Sensei. No surprises there. Great grab. You can even see directing traffic. I like that. Coaching live for the players in front. As a pass from Bush to Insomniac. That will also miss.
If you've ever seen Igneal Sensei inside of a pub, I've seen that a lot when I was practicing my first types of cast. He's an amazing goalie, and it proves otherwise in this match. As it's going to be a nice pass down to Flatbush. Sorry, I think a lot of people mistake that, but it's going to be that pass down to Quinton. Quinton going to be trying to go for something, but it is going to be Pi. Oh my God, Pi is good, as it is going to be down to a guarded 4. It's going to be stolen once again, as it's going to make the bounce, trying to find that connection, but it is not going to be found.
Carr, though, trying to find that disc, actually looking for Insomniac instead, so both of them just double KO each other. Igneal walking it up and looking for the launch into the goal. The goalie had been distracted and out of it, so missed opportunity, but a rebound just the same, so trying to capitalize on their misses with just some makes. And oh, look at the take back from Igneal, so not only in the blue goal defending, but in the orange one offending with that shot. How about that?
Again, one of the main reasons why I love this game is that you can have huge mistakes, but then that disc bounces right into your hands, and you can just use that opportunity and get another goal in for your possession. And that is going to be the first goal, a minute and a half in, and it's going to be Flatbush going to be tossing that down through to XA. XA looking for a connection down through. It's not going to get stunned in time, and it will be down to Carr. Carr going to pass that down to Pi. Pi making it all the way down through, but it is going to be Flatbush with that interception.
All right, now back to Flat and trying to duck a couple different times, and also stuck unguarded 4 with a brawl. So stunning him out, a great pass, whirling it around the defense as they dive, a little Matador move, and they're tied at 2.
That was a great pass down to Quinton from Flatbush, so that is going to help them down through. And once you're on top of that clock or that backboard, it is a huge asset, and it is pretty good for you to be there, because it is very hard for that goalie to get it, as it will be Pi with that quarterback throws. It's going to be Igneal Sensei down to Carr, but it's not going to make it through. It will be Quinton with that disc. Actually, Flatbush could be getting that disc, unfortunately, as Pi is going to stun that through, but it won't make it all the way down through, as it's going to be looking like a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of a fumble down through both sides, actually. But Flatbush is going to take their time and see what they can do, looking for another connection.
All right, pardon me if you hear my little clicking and clacking, but since it is still tied and we still got time, I'll put up a poll for the next 2 minutes if you guys want to take a late vote. Sorry about that. It's up, and now that shot is up and it's out. It's going back off the bounce and into the midst as all 4 players here, or 3 out of the 4, I should say, get back onto the goal zone. One trailing and finding Sensei. Some great pass work here, but being stunned and being left hurt as the goal is open, so that could hurt even more. It's going to be Bush with the clear. Bushwhacking through for an extra pair of points. And I like the pass work inside that we were seeing from Andromeda, but you know, you can only do so many in a row before, boom, you're stunned and it's a goal at the other end.
Yeah, Geometry, if Geometry didn't use the Geometry well in this, I would say, then why do you have that name anyways? Speaking of which, it will be Pi with that throw down to Unguarded 4. Unguarded as he is, speaking of his name, is taking those good advantage. It will be Igneo Sensei gonna get stunned out by XA. XA gonna be passing it down through with a nice shot with nobody there. If the stacks can get there, who would it be? Might be Unguarded. It will be Unguarded with Insomniac trying to get that down through, but it will be Quentin with that interception down from Carr, heading like a car. But Quentin is going to be able to answer back with Insomniac gonna be trying to make that, trying to find a connection. Actually, going to be taking their time as it is a 2-point lead for them. They can do anything. If Flatbush can make that cut down to XA, but it will be a stun, and Igneel Sensei is going to pass that down right into mid.
Oh, look, that was really smart there. First, good passing, I will say, on the offense, but Igneel's showing, again, some defensive smarts. Okay, so Igneel's had a goal saved, had a goal made on that one. Not content with sticking in the goal, but diving out on the pass. So just a kind of a clinic of brilliance here, and just showing the subtleties that do make or break a defender when it comes to advancing up the ranks. And oh man, speaking of up, well, that just goes down and off the pole, but bouncing to Flatbush. So still gonna have another attempt at this one, but defense, it's difficult, and so is the offense apparently, as it gets missed again.
It's gonna be that dogfight as Unguarded 4 is gonna finally be able to pass that down through mid. Nobody is there as everyone is on Andromeda's side. Is Geometry looking like they are able to get that 2-pointer, a response, and we are halfway through this first round, and it is tied up.
Man, and my heart's hurting for them as well over there on Geometry, because they had a lot of good looks, but and again, the thing is, you want to know one of the reasons why those dings happen like that, especially in a match like this, is because you know you're going against a capable goalie. If you have a shot saved and you know you're going against someone who's strong inside the goal, suddenly you're really trying extra hard to paint the pockets. And the thing is, you're only ever a centimeter away from a pocket shot being beautiful or being a narrow miss.
It'll be Carr, but Insomniac with that interception going to be trying to make those jukes, but Carr once again, Insomniac is going to be passed down to XA. XA going to be looking for that pass down through a backwards, or a reset down to Flatbush. Going to be trying to find something as it's a juke from Flatbush down to Quentin. Quentin going to be looking for a connection, take its time. Going to be trying to get that through, and it's XA with that hard slam dunk, now giving them that 2-point lead, only 39 seconds in.
Ooh, felt that one in my bones. That one was absolutely slick. Look at that. We saw that as Kit Catastrophe stops by in the chat there. Well, I was going to say, just saw that in venues as well, watching some of those matches. And the alley-oop plays, always wonderful to watch. And just as well, if you have a deceptive offensive player hanging around the goal, just unexpectedly lurching out and then driving it in, redirecting it in like that. Nice work to get themselves on the board again.
Great to watch and great to do, especially as a offense player as myself, as Igneal trying to make that very tight shot. But those shots are always nice, as the alley-oops are good, as it will be XA with that pass down through. It's going to be a good bounce right into Andromeda's side. Is looking very close to that goal, but it will be Unguarded 4. Going to get that disc. Unguarded, he is not, as it will be XA with that disc. Going to be trying to find a pass down to Flatbush. Flatbush going to be taking time, looking for something, as it will be a pass down through, but there's going to be nobody there, as it's going to be Insomniac to get that bounce shot down to Quentin. Quentin going to be getting that shot through, but it will be Unguarded 4 with that stun, the save back down into mid.
Unguarded was, but Carr is right there to take it back. So interception, and now into the bow tie, just past the bow tie actually. Some good redirects actually coming in as well from Geometry, but there's the control. I mentioned this in the last match we just streamed here, right? Where things get a little bit crazy, a little bit chaotic. Just try to find an anchored player somewhere and make it, or give yourself a chance as a team to take a breath and work out what your next play is going to be.
But yeah, speaking of which, it will be unguarded forward with that disc, making a nice bounce shot. It will be heading through as the stacks from Andromeda are not going to get there in time, but it will be Geometry with that disc. Quentin not going to be able to get that three-pointer time, as it's going to be a juke with a little bit of a weird bounce there, a little bit of a throw, and it will be Pi actually fumbling a little bit, as it's going to be Insomniac going to be making that reset down to Flatbush.
Some good reflexes there. We were seeing just the self-guard, that little Dusty or Ender type moves. Always kind of a risk-reward situation, but when it works, it looks great. XA looking for a teammate, but being stunned instead by Carr. An unguarded 4 trying to link up together, but just missed the grab, so this is going to be an opportunity right back as these stacks get sent in. Unguarded 4, another take back. The defense a little off balance, so they can push this, and they're trying to push this, and pushing is the goalie, but leaving it exposed. Ignil Sensei ties it up at 6 apiece.
Back and forth, Palidore. This is very tense. This is going to be tied with only around like 38 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if we can go to overtime for the first round and kick catastrophe. Asking how we are. I'm doing good. Palidore, how have you been today?
Oh, great, especially with competitive matches like these. I got worried there for a second. It was Flatbush, though, with a disc. I've seen that rollout before, so I shouldn't have been surprised, but here we are. It's Insomniac going to send it back to Flatbush. Look at the stacks, so they are redirecting fast. They are sticking together, and as I say that, I jinx them, but it might not matter because knocking it, there's Unguarded 4, as well as XA. 12 seconds left on the clock, and the last shot is about to come here for Quentin, perhaps, and their team, and trying to find a victory late. So it will be no snacked out. Guess what, JG? OT.
It is going to be an OT. I don't think I jinxed it, but I did call it. I'm good at predicting as well.
How'd you do that? How'd you not jinx it is what I mean to ask. It always happens that way.
I think I'm known for my caster's jinx, and I spread it to people that I'm casting with. I think I've done that to you a couple of times already, Palidore. As we're going to be heading down to an overtime, as we're going to have another head joust. Let's see who can gain this first possession. It will be Andromeda with that disc, with that possible. Oh my God! Unguarded 4, not going to be guarded with that shot with a 4-second goal, as that is going to be the first round over. Andromeda going to be taking that win.
And just like that, that is 10 minutes of stalemating gone in the blink of an eye in overtime with that score in 4 seconds flat. Super impressive, and what a round to start things off.
I'm at a loss of words because, man, that's why I always get scared of OTs, because OT or when that disc is in the mid, it's a completely different team, because you have the disc at mid. Both sides they don't have a joust advantage. They don't have rollouts. The only thing you have, I mean, you do have a couple of rollouts, but it's more or less just to see who can get that first. And for the side of Andromeda, that luck and or that skill, that lucky skill that they have, just gave them that
all the way. Even being able to get it just into the general vicinity of that bubble. But I've seen those rollouts way too much, and a lot of it's been in the Master tier, but these are teams in the Diamond Division. These are teams who are looking to be the next players in the Master tier, whether it's in this cycle or future seasons. I mean, Diamond Division, this is the present and the future, certainly, of Echo top tier gameplay. So with the developments of those headbutt plays that I've seen all too often this season in particular, I just got to give full credit, because they're doing things that just, a year or two ago would not have seemed reasonable or possible to that accuracy.
It's kind of like a lot of these games. I'm surprised to see what happens during Season 5. I know that's a long ways away, Palidore, but the blink of an eye, Season 5, Season 4. I'm excited for what happens in Season 4, but it will be Pi gonna be trying to make that alive, as it will be Pi once again, as it will be a little bit of a slow round, as they have that momentum, as that 4-pointer probably hurt them in the soul, the brain, and everything. Because I know, especially as two players of Echo Arena, it can really hurt when those goals happen.
Yeah, and mental game, a strong part, certainly, of team play and sports in general, not only esports, sports, and so on. Echo is, of course, a great mix of both of them. It's physical, but it's also mental. It's cerebral. There's a lot of aspects to this game. It's, as I said, the cruel fate of that last round, for instance. 10 minutes spent stalemating just about, just goal for goal, and making it really close for the most of the time, and then just snap your fingers, 4 seconds flat, it's gone. But as I said, that's the beauty. It's sports is chess, sometimes it's checkers, and sometimes all you can expect is a good time, and that's what we're getting so far.
That sounds perfect, as it will be a close bounce shot as Flatbush is gonna unfortunately go through that barrier, as it will be bounced through, but it will be the side of Geometry gonna be trying to get that through. So it's gonna be a nice rollout by Geometry, excuse me, as Insomniac unfortunately not gonna make it through, and it will be the side of Andromeda of Igneel Sensei gonna be your sensei and throw it into mid, gonna be trying to get it through, but it will not make it, and it will be a little bit of a contest, as it will be Car, excuse me, I'm getting both sides confused up, and it will be Pi once again gonna be taking their time trying for the rollout, and we're 2 minutes in with no goal.
So one way or the other, continuing a stalemate of sorts, it would seem. And honestly, this is pretty good news, I think, for Geometry here. Because you would figure after such a hot finish of the first round that they'd be just going off and amped. And right now, look at that, the clams from Igneel. Once again, impressing in the defensive end. But really in all aspects of this arena, as he goes blitzing down the arena, Insomnia takes it back and over to XA.
So they're going to be trying to get that pass down to Flatbush, but it's not going to be there, as Igneel Sensei is a great all-around hybrid player. He can get the saves, he can get the goals, he is just a great player in general. As it will be XA with that disc, Igneel Sensei is nowhere to be found in that disc. Will he be able to save it? It's going to be a cut down to Insomniac, but that stun was just in time, as it's going to be Igneel Sensei to save the day, as that's going to be cleared out right towards mid, as Quentin is going to pass that down through, as Insomniac going to be getting a second chance down through, going to be trying to juke, but it will be unguarded for, sending that down right into mid.
Some really good defense here I'm seeing from Andromeda. Pi had that dive earlier on, but they're getting the clears, they're linking up together, they're acting fast and acting decisively on the defensive end. The offense, however, doesn't pave out the same exact way, as it will be taken back and cleared down the other side. A lot of stuns in the back line, meanwhile, will buy a little bit of time for Insomniac, as well as Flatbush to fan out, spread out, looking for a pass right down below. Maybe one more, there it is. And then right from the back, oh, the pass work was phenomenal, but getting lost in the end and dinged as well, just to clamp and stamp it off. Actually, his car punches it. That was, again, we're seeing phenomenal passing, and then just the finish a little bit off. That's the only thing.
3.5 minutes in, still a stalemate. Oh my god, this is a 10-second round. If Andromeda can get a second goal and or keep this and like have a minute left, this can be really good. Caster's Curse is no more, as Igneel Sensei is gonna be the savior with that save, as he's gonna set the fire and bring the heat and the momentum towards Andromeda.
Ooh, and Quinton now knocking out 3 players, a 3-stack, and that's just enough to buy his teammate Insomniac time to get the disc back. So credit to the Brawls, if nothing else, for making this play maybe happen. That is a deep and very bold fling, as the defense had recovered by that point. And at this juncture, 5 minutes, 40 seconds left, still deadlocked at 0, but man, is this exciting despite that score.
What an anchor shot by Igneel. Doing some great defense, but it will be Insomniac, but it's going to be Igneel with the disc. A possible 2, but everybody is just missing. I think I put everyone on a Caster's Curse of a stalemate, as we're about to hit the halftime of this round, as it's going to be sent all the way back down into Andromeda's sides. It's looking close. Which stack is going to be able to get there, and it will be Insomniac is unfortunately not going to be able to get it, as Insomniac is able to grab it, going to be trying to go for a pass, a connection. It will be Flatbush saving the day with that slam dunk, now halfway through this game, and only 1 point, as there going to be a pause, as I'd be a little bit butthurt too.
Okay, pause and an applause for these teams, though. Man, what a series of plays. The defense was amazing. There was some phenomenal passing thrown in. A lot of things to be impressed by. And like I said, I challenge you to find a 5 minutes of match time that was as exciting as that was. Because that was intense, and sometimes it just takes you breaking that seal, breaking that first goal, and you're good to go. And I don't blame the teams for nothing else. Now just wanting a breath, because woof. It was intense.
Yeah, yeah, maybe looks like XA might have a little bit of a ping problem here. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see how this plays out, but I've got to give kudos to Igneel making great saves. That was just all the time. It was just great saves all around, doing a great asset, being a nice hybrid. This game, like H2O said, is nuts. This is crazy. This is astonishing to see what happens, as we're still going to be at a pause. I am curious to see how this is going to play out. Maybe Andromeda is able to make a response bigger than the one made by Geometry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the ping calms down and such, of course, here, because this is one of those games, again, here in the Diamond Division, where between Diamond and Master, I mean, each and every game counts so very much towards the end of this season, very crucial towards the outcomes and who can advance, you know, to the postseasons and what have you. But in matches like this, you want it to be issue-free. You want all players to be in the game at all times. You want the pings to be nice. You want the game to be nicer, and go down to those, again, overtimes. And you know, you want to be able to squeeze out a clean victory of sorts. But at the same time, as I was saying, you know, this timeout of sorts still could be good in a sense to help both of the teams just calm after what was a just humongous series of pile-ups and attempts at the goal that were just barely off, a few dings here and there, a couple of barely missed passes away. I mean, you know, the execution on the whole, and I will say some of those missed shots were because of that fantastic defense we were seeing, so it wasn't as if it was unforced, don't get me wrong. But anyway, timeout is off, so we're back on. JG and Palidore at the casting desk for you. Let's go.
It's gonna be Pi, gonna be taking its time, but it will be Flatbush with that disc. Gonna be trying to go for that 3-pointer, but it's gonna make that ding. It's just gonna be down into Unguarded. It's gonna be trying to go for it, but there's gonna be a little bit of a fumble by Flatbush. It's gonna be sent back into mid with Quentin, able to gain that interception right back down, looking like a bounce shot, but he will be Unguarded for to gain that disc once again.
High with it, sending it just below the reach of Unguarded. That's going to be pretty dangerous. Very close sailing by that goal, and definitely sensing a little blood in the water. There's a stack. Nice redirects, but good stun. Again, the defense and the stuns. A lot of these stuns I'm impressed by because they're not just random. They are very purposeful and doing a great job to break up the necessary stacks for both teams.
I mean, yeah, well, Flatbush is going to be able to try and get this through. It's not going to be able to make that connection. XA, is it going to be Insomniac? It's going to be XA, actually, with that disc. Passing that down to Flatbush. Flatbush able to try and get that through. Unguarded 4 going to be getting that stun through. Going to be trying to send that through, but it's going to be guarded by Geo as Geometry is able to pass that down through, and it's going to be a bounce to Insomniac with trying to find a connection as Unguarded trying to guard that defense as much as possible. Flatbush trying to take their time as they do have a 2-point lead, and we have about 3 minutes left in this match with only 1 point made.
I know, this has been wild, absolutely. That's a pass, though. Wild is Igneel Sensei. How many is that now that he is absolutely rejected right in front of the goal?
Too many, Pally. Too many.
Not enough. I want more.
I want more. Yeah. Give me more. I think out of everything, I'm addicted with those saves. Igneel can do a great job. I want to cast more of his matches because of that save. I need my fix of great saves because, wow, that's amazing. As Quentin's going to try and pass that through. And that bounce back, actually trying to go for that boop shot. Going to be a little bit too short. As there will be Flatbush with that disc, but it's going to be Unguarded 4 with that disc once again. Going to be getting it sent right into Geometry's side.
Well, they got the numbers as well. That goal starting to be covered off, but it's a 3-on-1 and a ding as well. So recovering, looks like they will have a chance at that, but a lot of brawls on the sidewall. Missed opportunity there to bring some points on the board, but look at, again, the piles just going on, it seems like. Never ending, but finally the goal at the end of the day. Tied up, JG.
It is tied up indeed, as, you know, after all those, like, pretty forward shots, I wouldn't be, I mean, maybe a diamond, I don't know. We're speaking of somebody that has only played in high gold, maybe mid silver, and something like that, I'd say, oh, maybe I wouldn't expect that, but it's going to be Quentin with that disc, that stack from Andromeda's not able to make it as it will be Insomniac with that good movement down to XA. XA going to be trying to go for that slam, and it will be made 10 seconds in. A great response from Geometry.
Hey, the ebbs and flows, as I always talk about. We go 5 minutes just about without scores, and then we go 10 seconds with another score after that last one. So it goes fast, it goes slow, but that is Echo Arena in a nutshell. And that is what you can expect indeed from these kind of teams. They can turn it on, and for them, just trying not to look back as we approach the final minute.
No sense. Oh, sorry. My God, my voice is very dry as I drink up all the water as a kid redeem that hydrate. But it's gonna be XA with that nice interception. Is gonna be sent all the way down through. Is this a possible another point for Geometry, and they're gonna secure the bag? It's looking like it's gonna be contested as Insomniac having a potential shot, trying to go for it, but it's gonna be a little bit too short, and it won't make that connection as XA is gonna make the disc once again back down to Quentin, and gonna be taking their time as they do have that 2-point advantage.
And now maybe the advantage with this pass into the goal, but diving out was Pi, and just eyeing down Insomniac, giving him not too much time to work with. So a clear here. They still might be okay. This depends. It's going to come down to the last few seconds as that gets launched out. Now the goal is slightly open for maybe a bounce opportunity. They recognize it. They take it, and maybe another overtime on the way. Could it be? It's a 2, and yes, OT is going to come indeed.
All right. I'm going to say this because of Caster Curse, but I'm probably going to this. I want 3 OTs, Palidore. I want to see if I can do that. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but for 2...
You're pressing your luck.
I'm pressing my luck. You know what? I'm still going to press it as I want to see it. How about this? I don't want that to happen. There we go. I equaled it out, so nothing should happen, or it equals out that as there's going to be a head joust.
What you're saying is the game just ends here. Nothing will happen. The game is over. Wow.
Yep, the game's over. Yep, tied. First game tied.
Well, let's see. We saw this last time. There's a headbutt again. You see, not really a mistake. It gets back into that bubble, but they will not be able to recover it this time. So darting down the floor in a hurry, every player searching for every grab they can get, because any mistake here, it's going to cost a round, potentially the game, depending on which side this falls. So Flatbush now having it stolen, taken there, Igneel and Pi, and it's over. It's done in round 2 OT. It's a 2-round sweep.
Jinxed myself, Pally. I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. I should have listened to you, because that is going to be a, like you said, 2-point lead, and Geometry's had that advantage at first, but that last couple of seconds at the end is going to get them that loss, and that is going to be a very close game, as both times we ended in an OT. So I would be, you know what, I'd be somewhat happy about that game, as hopefully we can see what happens, and hopefully Geometry can come back, and Andromeda's going to get another win after 2 losses. Both teams actually having 2 losses, and that is going to give them the first win after 2. But yeah, that... Palidore, I've just got to say, this is the first time I've had 2 OTs in a row. This game has been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we see OTs aren't mega uncommon, but they're not common either, and 2 OTs in a single match, even more uncommon. Little history there for people who may or may not remember. The record, still yet to my knowledge, in terms of overtimes, we actually had a 5 overtime match. Not spread across 3 rounds. It was a round 3, went to 5 overtimes way back in season 1. Who was that? It was Chaos versus Space Force. Both teams who actually still exist today, slightly different rosters, granted, but I mean, yeah, we've seen stuff like that before, but anytime you can get OTs 2 in the same match, you know that it was a thriller. The only disappointment, and if you can even call it that, because that was a great game, is the fact that we didn't get to the 3rd round, because man, I was ready for it. But boy, was that a great game. These teams have provided some excellent gameplay. Like I said, low scoring or not, that doesn't matter. That was a thriller of a match. And if nothing else, it was even more thrilling because of that, because every single goal, it's like, was that the game winner? Was that the game winner? In that kind of situation. So that was fun. That was a good match.
I mean, yeah, even, I think it's kind of like with Masters matches, you can have like a 20v20 on point boards, or it can be like a 2v2 on points, and it still means that it's a huge game, and both sides, both having a huge fight. It's more about the point difference that matters in this, and for both sides, I've got to give a clap to you, Igneal. I'm probably going to be watching for some of those games because, wow, you had a bunch of saves. And I'm just astonished with the amount of saves and how close you got to that. The amount, just, I'm just out of words because of the great saves. It was everything. Everyone from both sides did a great job having offense and defense. And it was the mid joust that really sealed the deal for both sides for Andromeda. So yeah, I love this game, and this was a great way to end off tonight for me.
Yeah, for sure. I want to point out too, I do believe, dating back to about a minute left in that second round or so, I think this is officially the second time that Kit Catastrophe has partially drowned a caster with her hydration reward redemptions. Just want to say, you got Pam Wow earlier in the season. I think she got you too. It seems like so. Gotta watch out for those hydrations.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Kit. You don't want to drown your fellow members. I can't believe you would do something like this. You're so unkind. I can't believe you. I'm kidding. Another caster of here. Doing the same thing as me is just grinding out these casts, just having a great time, seeing a bunch of different teams from OCE, NA to EU, and it's been great. And yeah, just great to see all these people, and thanking Palidore for these great opportunities. And you know, without context, Kid, you saying "I will drown you" is not something you should probably be saying, but because we have context, it's okay.
Even without context, I'll accept that one. It's okay. Anyway, so we're about to round this one out. Actually, hold on, big man, asking where the duty game was. I believe that was streamed on Channel 2. One of them, I think they played twice tonight, correct? But yes, that Lumen Duty vs. 7 was on Channel 2. I believe the second one may have not been streamed. It kind of fell on a bit of an awkward time there. It was like at the 15-minute mark or so. We had a bunch of channels rolling at the same time, so may or may not have been streamed. I'm not quite sure, but yes. And sorry, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. You want to give anything back, JG?
No, you're fine, man. You said it all. I don't know why, but you have the perfect words to say, and I'm like, yep. No, Palidore says it all. He brings the thunder and he brings the clap. He is a Palidore, the ode, one of the
thunderclap.
I bring
the pizza to this league. No, that was Pizza League. I bring the V to the R. No. You know what? VR done right now. I think JG. This is it.
This has been great, man.
It's been something. Yeah. I don't know about my last couple pun attempts, but nonetheless, that's okay. That's been JG. I've been Palidore. No more games right now, but over on Channel 2, probably over by now. We did have Team Amoeba versus Space Bears. Later on, and I do mean later on, for OCE, it looks like there will be some matches at minimum casted by Luke. Maybe some more to join, maybe not, but that's not happening for a solid 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. It's a decent ways away. Actually, probably even more than that. So, basically tomorrow. For tonight, though, that's looking like the end of the road, the end of the stream. Until tomorrow for the final day of Week 13. I've been Palidore, and that's JG. Thanks for joining us and for joining me. This has been VRML. Be happy, healthy, safe, and good to each other. We'll see you again mighty soon.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.